so day 2 weigh-in. We're at 200.6. So, yep, not too bad. That's what, 5-pound drop? So, pretty normal for me that first day to drop 5 pounds right out the gate. I tend to hold on to a lot of water weight. Definitely feeling thirsty, so we're gonna whip up some snake juice real quick and attack the day.
All right, what's going on, guys? Josh here, Uncaged Fighter. So, day 2 of our 72-hour fast. As of this recording, I'm sitting at a little bit over 36 hours fasted at this point. So, got up early, did some work, weighed in. Looks like I lost about 5 pounds between yesterday morning and this morning, which is normal. That's kind of like water weight kind of stuff. Probably some fat, right? But really today, day 2, this is when shit really starts getting real, right? You've lost a good bit of the water weight. Your body is really, if you've been working out, you've been staying active, stuff like that. Good bit of your glycogen stores are probably gone. You may even already be in ketosis. I am in ketosis right now. I like to get a good hard workout on day 1 so I can, deplete those glycogen stores in the muscles, in the liver, in the bloodstream, all that, so I can go into ketosis as fast as possible, where, fat becomes the primary fuel source for the body. Okay, so it's eating that body fat for energy. So, and that's why I do the things the way that I do things. But yeah, so day 2, this is when shit starts to get real. Most people can kind of get over the mental block of not eating for a 24-hour period. Most people can do that. But once we start getting into 36 hours, 48 hours, that is when a lot of people start to falter. You get, a lot of these, you're creating conditions within your body that goes against what it wants to do. Like, it wants to maintain homeostasis, right? And so it's, there's a lot of physiological processes that are going to start knocking on your brain's door, telling you, hey, fuckface, we need to eat. And it becomes a lot harder day 2 and day 3 than it is on day 1. Okay. So, this is when it's going to become really important that you're staying busy. Another tip to kind of fight that hunger is going to be stay hydrated, right? I lost like 5 pounds between yesterday morning and this morning. When I go to urinate, this morning, I was clearly dehydrated. So it's very, very important that you stay hydrated. Not only is that going to help you feel better, it's going to keep your, but it's also going to kind of help keep you from feeling as hungry. You're still going to be hungry. I'm not going to, there's some people out there who are like, well, after I got past the first day, I wasn't even hungry. I'm sure there's some people that experience that, but I think most people who kind of get online and start bragging about that kind of stuff are full of shit. So you're probably, if you're going through this with me, or, sometime in the future, you're going through your 72-hour fast, this is probably when you're going to start feeling the hungriest at this point. Day 1 might not have been too bad. Maybe lunchtime, dinner time might have been a little hairy, but you probably got through it. But you probably woke up this morning feeling hungry. Fortunately for me, I woke up this morning, I did not feel too hungry. I'm hungry now. We're getting, the closer we get to lunch, I'm starting to really feel the hunger pains, and that's normal. I'm just going to push through this. I'm going to keep reminding myself why I'm going through this process, and that's what you need to do as well. I'm staying busy. I'm staying hydrated. Lost my train of thought. So, you just gotta, just keep mentally pushing forward. This, a lot of fasting is just an exercise in exerting your willpower. Okay. And that's, there's no simple, easy way. There's no tricks or tips or anything I have for you. It's just, you have to have a firm understanding of why you're doing this, why you're putting your body through this. You want to get healthier. You want to lose, that fat tissue off your frame. You want to feel better. You want to look better. You have to keep those things in the forefront of your mind, because when you get hungry, that is, hunger is not only like a physiological indicator that you need something, that you need food, you need that energy. It's also a signal to your body. We've learned to associate that hunger with, I'm hungry, so I get to eat. I get that dopamine hit, right? So, you kind of have to fight that feel-good dopamine drop that you're going to get from, that you wouldn't get from eating. You probably feel like shit now. Your cortisol levels are probably really high. I know mine are. I'm starting to feel a little grumpy. And I know that I could just go and I could, grab something to eat. I'm going to get that dopamine hit. I'm going to feel a lot better. Cortisol levels are going to drop. I'm going to feel a lot better. But you have to fight that, because we're only doing this for 3 days. Okay, just keep telling yourself we're only doing this for 3 days. Wednesday evening, we're going to get our meal, and it's going to be an OMAD, a 1 meal a day. We're going to get our food then. So we have a light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, but we just need to stay strong right now. Okay, so up next, I'm going to make my snake juice. I've not made my snake juice yet. I've had some plain water, but I can definitely feel that I need some electrolytes to kind of hold on to that hydration, because otherwise, if you're just doing plain water, you're just gonna be peeing all day, and it's you'll find that you're getting more dehydrated. So let's get to the snake juice. All right, so my electrolyte solution. This is what I drink as I'm fasting. It keeps you hydrated. The electrolytes, well, obviously something your body needs, right? To send electrical signals, muscle contraction, stuff like that, right? But, it also helps give the water molecules something to piggyback on and actually stay in your system better than just water alone, okay? So now there's a snake juice recipe out there. I've kind of moved away from the snake juice to just something a little bit simpler, just a straight up electrolyte solution without the baking soda, and without the magnesium. So I tend to avoid magnesium in there. I take it in a pill form. Sometimes. I don't always do it. I don't really feel the need for it when I'm just doing a 3-day fast. It doesn't seem to affect me too much. But your mileage may vary. This might be something different for you. So what I do is I just take a little bit. I take a half a tablespoon of potassium chloride, a fourth of a tablespoon of just regular table salt, and if you haven't seen it already, go watch my video on Himalayan sea salt. I know there's going to be a bunch of people who get all up their own ass about the necessity of Himalayan sea salt, and I talk in that video about why that's bullshit, and just regular old table salt's perfectly fine for you. And then now this is probably something I do different than a lot of other people. I throw about 5 grams of creatine monohydrate in there with it. So I've got all that right here. I just dump that in there. Now, why do I do the creatine? So the creatine also helps keep you hydrated. Okay, so it likes to piggyback on the water likes to piggyback with the creatine, or the creatine likes to piggyback with the water, however you want to look at it. But it works synergistically with the electrolytes. Okay, so it's much more effective at keeping you hydrated. It's also, there are a lot of other benefits for creatine. It will, for like performance issues. So like if you want to, stay stronger, have more endurance, creatine's you go to. I don't like taking a break from creatine because I don't want to have to worry about it getting back in my system when I start going back to like a maintenance diet. So what I'll do is I'll take it during the fast, And, you know, if you were just to put it in plain water, it wouldn't be as effective. It wouldn't be absorbed quite as well. But with the electrolytes added to it, it gets absorbed pretty well. Not quite as good as when you have carbohydrates. The creatine really likes to piggyback with the carbohydrate molecules. But obviously, carbohydrates are calories, and I'm not having any calories. So the next best thing will be the electrolytes. So the sodium chloride and the potassium chloride. You know, and there's neuroprotective benefits of creatine as well. So it's just, I just like to have creatine in there year round. So that's what I suggest that you consider doing. And I know that my ratios for the potassium and the salt are a little bit lower than the snake juice. I have a tendency to salt flush, so I keep my electrolytes a little bit lower. It seems to work for me. I don't get the salt flush, but I still get all the benefits, all the feel-good benefits and the hydration benefits that snake juice offers for most people. So we'll fill this up with some water, and this is what I'll be drinking today. This is, I'll probably have one of these, maybe a little bit more than one of these a day. I might have to make another one at the end of the day and drink some more. But we'll just fill this up. And I like doing it this way because it kind of stirs it up. I'll put the lid on it, shake it up a little bit, probably pop it in the fridge. Let it get nice and cold. It's definitely better when it's cold. But the lower, because I don't use quite as much potassium and sodium, the taste I feel like is not quite as salt watery as regular snake juice. So there we go. That's pretty good right there. And this is what I drink. This is what I'll be sipping on. And you definitely want to sip it. You don't want to chug it. Chugging it is going to increase your risk of a salt flush. So be mindful of that. All right, what's going on, guys? So little man and I were taking a little trip to the pool today. Turned out to be kind of a nice day. The clouds cleared up. Just get some additional activity, kind of stay busy. So it'll be nice. Looking forward to being in the pool. I didn't get to go this weekend. So we're walking down to our pool. One thing I forgot to mention when I was doing the snake juice discussion, I kept throwing around the term salt flush. And there may be some of you who are watching who are not familiar with what a salt flush is. Well, a salt flush it's a little alarming the first time it happens to you, but it's nothing to be super worried about. Right, stop right here. So it's nothing to be super worried about. But, you know, so we're looking both ways. Look both ways, buddy. And let's see. All right, so all it is when you just have you've thrown too much electrolytes and water at your system for it taking at one time, and basically your body just dumps it all. Okay, and so you have to go to the bathroom. It's a bit like diarrhea. It's not super pleasant, so you want to try to avoid it. And it can, you know, if it happens too much to you, it can lead to a bit of dehydration. And ooh, it looks like we've got the pool all to ourselves today. Hell yeah. So that's gonna be nice. I'm a little sore, so getting in that cool water is gonna feel great. So definitely looking forward to that. And that's another thing, you know, cold water, cooler water will kind of help keep your, I got your floaty.
Which one?
It's right here.
No, I mean that green one.
Oh yeah. So, you know, that'll help with recovery, and it'll help kind of keep that metabolism up. So if you have access to a pool, definitely try to take a dip in the pool whenever you can. So it is workout time. We're still on day 2, obviously, because you're watching the day 2 video. It is like, I think I'm 45, 40, maybe even 46 hours into the fast. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. I think we're like 5 o'clock. So we're like about 46 hours into the fast. So, and it is time to work out. Had a pretty busy day. Got some work done. Little man got some pool time with dad. That was fun. Got a little bit of packing going on. Now it's time for workout. So, so if you're at this point at the 45 hour mark, you're approaching 48 hours, right? You're gonna, there might be some stuff that you're starting to kind of experience. Obviously, hunger is probably one of the big ones. But weirdly, even though you haven't really eaten, sometimes your body, I call it in bubble. I refer to this as bubble guts because that's how it feels to me. But someone was explaining it. Someone a lot smarter than me was explaining it. Sometimes your body will go almost as though it's anticipating food, and it'll start kind of increasing the amount of gastric fluids in your stomach. Obviously, there's nothing in there. That can kind of feel unpleasant. It may feel to you as though you're nauseous. I get it. It's more like this kind of weird, almost acid refluxy kind of indigestion type feeling. For me, luckily, it's mild. I've heard other people describe it as being much more unpleasant. It's unpleasant for me, but much more unpleasant than what I typically experience. So that is something that is normal. You need to watch out for it. For me, water tends to help. Just drinking some water, just making sure that I'm drinking the electrolyte solution, the snake juice, whatever you're using. That does tend to help. Kind of having a little bit of that going on right now as I'm about to go into this workout. Luckily, it's just cardio. And for me, like, cardio is either bag work or shadow boxing, or if I have a partner, it'll be like pad work. But I don't have a partner today, so it's just me solo. I don't know if I really feel up to using the Wave Master. I'm looking at the Wave Master over here, and I'm like, I don't like the way it feels. It's not it's not like a regular swinging bag, so like the feedback on it is wonky for me. Like when you punch it, it kind of moves wonky. It doesn't move the way that that you're kind of used to. So sometimes I just don't like using it. Like I don't feel like I flow as well in the bag. So I may just end up doing some shadow boxing, and maybe some rounds I'll throw a kettlebell around, or I'll slam the medicine ball around, or something wacky. Just do something wacky. Just kind of something to get my heart rate up, and just that I'm moving for about 30 minutes. So that's probably the workout. I'll probably just play it by ear. It'll probably be a whole clusterfuck on video. We'll see. We'll see what it looks like. But it'll be cardio. It'll be my version of cardio, and you won't have to watch me, running around like on a treadmill or anything lame like that. It'll actually be like kind of kickboxing stuff. So let's go ahead and get into it. that was the workout. They were 3-minute rounds, so with 30 seconds in between each round. I did a bunch of different stuff. I did shadow boxing. Kind of at the end there, it more turned into like kettlebell kind of workout, where I did some AMRAP stuff, some as many reps as possible. And I really like as many reps as possible for time schemes when I'm fasting, because when you're fasting, you're not looking to like break any sort of record you have or anything like that. You're looking to maintain, you're looking really just to stimulate the muscles. You're just, staying on top of things, keeping the metabolism elevated, that kind of stuff. So you're not going to be performing at your best in a fasted state, especially not in an extended fasted state like I'm in right now. So doing as many reps as possible allows you to kind of rest when you need to, push when you can, stuff like that. Don't be a pussy about it when you're doing it, but it's just understand that, you're not going to be performing at the same level as you would when you're well fed and well rested. So there's that. A few closing thoughts before we in the day. My day's kind of done. Wife is about to start cooking dinner, so I'll probably muddle around in the kitchen cleaning up as she's cooking, so cleanup isn't so bad for me. Later, we have a little more work I got to work on. I want to get ahead of some of the stuff I'm writing, because I'm going to be gone until early next week on this trip. So just want to get ahead of some stuff so I'm not like struggle busting it next week. So, but that's pretty much it for me today. It's, clean up the kitchen and get a little more work done, snuggle in bed with the wife, maybe read a little bit at the end of the day. And if you're in the middle of a fast right now, especially if it's like your first time, just, recognize that your cortisol levels are going to be high. They're going to be fucking sky high towards the end of the day and even into tomorrow, the last day of our fast. That's normal. So your body is breaking down tissue. It's breaking down fat. You might feel irritable. You may have trouble sleeping. That stuff's normal. There's not much you can do to help with the sleeping, except maybe pop a couple Benadryls. I don't recommend that. It's not good. Don't do that. But you could if you wanted. It's not gonna hurt you. A couple, if you're a 200-pound guy, a couple adult Benadryls would help you sleep. Or you just toss and turn until you finally pass out, which might end up being what I do tonight. I will say one thing before I end out. This is one thing you may notice is you become a little bit more reserved, a little more introspective. I have to force myself to be loud enough for the camera because I kind of just want to be quiet and I just want to talk. It's your body trying to conserve energy as much as possible, but it kind of makes you a little, like I was saying, introspective. I feel like my writing gets better, because I'm a copywriter, and I really feel like it improves, and I feel like I can focus better. It keeps the fasting helps with my ADD a bit, because sometimes I'm kind of like, I'm all over the place, and but when I'm fasting, levels me out a little bit. It's definitely better than ADD medicine, that's for sure. Which I don't take. I'm not like an Adderall or a Ritalin. I'm not on any of that, but I was when I was younger. But this is definitely better. It helps me focus. It helps me kind of push things to the side that aren't really super necessary, that aren't beneficial to me. And I hope when you're going through this fasting process, you find that it puts you in that similar headspace. And that's probably why for probably as old as time, human beings, for spiritual purposes and things like that, they turn to fasting as a way to kind of connect and to kind of look inside a little more effectively. So just some things to think about. If you have any questions, comments, you know, you can think of anything, you know, let me know. And that'll be it. Have a good one. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm supposed to end the videos with that. Marketing.